This is VFL Weekly Wrap, Grand Final Edition. I went to the Grand Final at Princes Park. Footscray took on Southport, the two best teams in it. Interestingly, it's the first time these two teams met this year. Footscray won by 10 points, 14-5-89 to 11-13-79. Damage was done in the first quarter. Footscray 6 goals won to 1 goal free at quarter time. They led by 28 points at quarter time. They extended that lead to 35 at half time. They kicked 4-2 to 3-1. Southport had a good third quarter, 4 goals, 6 to 1 point. And the margin was a goal now, down to a goal. A pulsating last quarter, saw Footscray get home. 4-1 to 3-3 in the last quarter. I'll go through the goal kickers. Now for Footscray, 4 players kicked 2 goals. Billy Crofts, Josh Dolan, Will Lewis and Anthony Scott. And 6 players kicked 1 each. Jed Buslinger, Cooper Craig Peters, Jordan Croft, Daniel Orgel, Caleb Poulter, Oscar Baker. Now for Southport, Boyd Woodcock kicked 3. Zach Foot, Wiley Buzzer and Hawago Awea kicked 2 each. Josh Gordon, Hugh Dixon kicked 1 each. Interestingly, Max Pescu off target, 5 behinds. Leading stats, Cooper Craig Peters for Footscray, 28 possessions, 8 tackles, 8 clearances and a goal. He got the best on ground in the grand final. He was good, but I actually thought that Boyd Woodcock was a better player. But anyway, that's my opinion. But he's a deserved winner. Adam Treloar, 26 possessions, 6 tackles, 6 clearances. Anthony Scott, again, had another good game. 25 possessions, 6 clearances, 2 goals. Billy Crofts, 22 possessions, 6 tackles, 10 clearances, 2 goals. In the ruck, Lachlan Smith, 15 possessions, 7 clearances, 35 hitouts. For the Sharks, Boyd Woodcock, he just keeps collecting. 31 possessions, 6 tackles, 13 clearances, 3 goals. Jesse Joyce had 30 touches. Jacob Dawson, 30 possessions, 9 tackles, 13 clearances. Zach Foot, 24 possessions, 7 tackles, 7 clearances, 2 goals. The ruckman, Braden Crossley, he only had 13 possessions, but he laid 11 tackles and had 65 hitouts. Now, Southport had 19 more inside 50s. They just peppered Footscray. Well, since quarter time, it was, in my opinion, it was all Southport. They lost the game in that first quarter. I'll get to that. But they had 19 more inside 50s. The free kick count was high in favour of Southport, 35 to 31. It was a low mark count, though. Southport had 60. Footscray just 47 marks. And the tackle count was high. Sharks won that one, 91 to 81. Now, the weather was overcast. The wind wasn't much of a factor. The ground was in excellent condition. There was expected rain, which it came, but it basically rained during that third quarter. Now, estimated crowd, we don't know the exact figure, but it was roughly 8,800 people, which is okay. Probably 95% of them were Footscray fans. There would have been neutral fans like me, and the only Southport fans there were probably friends of the players or family of the players or girlfriends, players' girlfriends or something. So it was a good crowd. Good atmosphere too. It was an excellent game. Now, talk about the game itself. Footscray kicked the first 6 goals of the game in the first 20 minutes of the grand final. And I remember saying then the game was over. I know a lot panned out, but that's the reason why they won. Southport kicked their first goal was at the 31-minute mark of the first quarter, and then they kicked 3 goals in a row after that in 12 minutes second quarter to trail by 10. I thought, this is game on here. But then the last half of that second quarter, Footscray just dominated. They kicked the last 4 goals of the game. And I just couldn't see how Southport was going to get back. But then something happened. It belted down. And this is reason why Southport got back into it. They absolutely dominated Footscray in that third quarter. They had so many opportunities. They had so many inside 50s. That second half, Southport had so many chances. They missed some shots. Pescoot, as I mentioned, didn't kick a goal. He kicked 5 behinds. He was a culprit. Footscray defence put them under enough pressure. The game was tilting towards Southport's favour, but they cost themselves in that first quarter. It killed them. It burned them again. And then they kicked the first goal straight away in the last quarter to level it. But then the Dogs kicked 3 in a row. Then Southport tried to come back, but it was too late. It was a pulsating last quarter, end-to-end stuff. It was a great game of football. Now, even though Southport got that goal to level up in the last quarter, I still thought to myself, because the rain stopped by then, and I thought if that rain kept on coming, there's no way Footscray was going to win that game, because they were terrible, Footscray. It's like they were afraid of the rain or something. Southport just dominated. But when it stopped, despite them kicking the goal, Southport, I just felt that Footscray were going to find a way to win, and they did. It's a one that got away for Southport again. That's Footscray's third VFL flag in 11 years. 2014, 2016, 2025. Heartbreak again for Southport Sharks. 3 grand final losses in 4 years now. In 2022, they got done by 32 points to Casey. They were second best in that match. Last year in 2024, they had Werribee on toast and they didn't put them away, and Werribee got them by a goal. And this game, the first 20 minutes, cost them dearly and cost them another premiership. It was the very first time Footscray beaten Southport in the VFL. 4th time lucky. Big game of all. Biggest game of all. Now let me tell you something about Southport. That first quarter was a disgrace. It was embarrassing. It was pathetic. It was weak. They should be ashamed of themselves. They can do all the reviewing they want. Whether it's down to the coach or the players, I don't know. But let me tell you, they were pathetic in that first quarter. You cannot give a team a 6-goal start in the grand final. And after that, they were probably the better team. Mate, they got the players. No excuses. They were tentative. They were lazy. They were complacent. They weren't up for it. I reckon they were scared stiff. I reckon they were scared. They just did not prepare. They didn't prepare to work hard. Footscray just got them every time. When I was there, I honestly thought about going home after that, because you just knew it was over. Even though it panned out later on, it was a close game and they got level in the last quarter. You just knew that playing catch up is too difficult against a quality team like Footscray that's got 18 AFL listed players in that team, and they've been the best team all year. It just killed them. It burned them. Their laziness and complacency, and I guess you can say their arrogance cost them a premiership. This is last year's the one that got away from them, but this was a big opportunity. I thought they were going to win a close game. I thought after 2 losses in 3 years, they're finally going to win one. They burned themselves. They got nobody to blame but themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves for that first quarter. I just can't get over how pathetic they were. And another thing, apparently That team, that Southport team flew in on a Saturday, the day before the grand final. I know they're semi-professional, but that is very unprofessional. They've done that the last 3 years as well. I know during the home races they do it to save money, but this is a grand final. This is your club's biggest game in the entire history, and to come in a day before the grand final is a disgrace. It's lazy. I don't know what you call it. Obviously, if it's not working, you try something different. They've done exactly the same thing the last 3 years. It hasn't worked. They did not prepare well. They were lazy in that first quarter. Mate, at least flying on the Friday. If it's going to cost you a couple of $1,000 or whatever, then so be it. They should have at least come in on a Friday, or at least come in Friday afternoon, Friday night, sit in a hotel, and Saturday just go out to Princes Park, have a train there, have a light run somewhere else, because Melbourne's a big city, so there's plenty of parks. Have a light run, maybe go to the zoo after that, or just walk around Carlton Gardens or Princes Park Gardens or whatever. Go along Sydney Road in Coburg, Brunswick. Have a day of it. Just get acclimatised to it. That was ridiculous. To come a day before the grand final, you deserve to lose. That was arrogant. That is arrogant. You deserve to lose. I don't give a stuff. The game was there for you to win. It was there. That premiership was yours, and you pissed it away. You got what you deserved. That club should be ashamed of itself for the way they prepared for that and that first 20 minutes. What else can I say? Footscray, well, they're a good team. They're not an unbelievable. They haven't got unbelievable players, but they're a very good team with a very good coach. And they won, what was it, 14 in a row or something. Whoever won that was going to be deserved premiers. It was a great game towards the end. It was a very good game of football. I enjoyed it. Parking was a bit hard. I get there an hour before the game, try and park the stadium, and the lady there says you have to pre-book your parking ticket. I go, are you serious? There were plenty of spots, and I had to park on Park Avenue, and then walk there anyway. Mate, why do you have to pre-book parking tickets? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. That is so stupid. It should be first come, first serve. That is dumb, that is arrogant, and that's stupid. But it actually worked out well for me because as soon as I left, I walked there, just gone Mount Alexander Road. It was easy for me, so it worked out. Footscray win the premiership again. Southport 3 losses in 4 years in grand finals. I don't know how they can get that back, to be honest. If they keep that core team, they'll be up there again, but it's all about the grand final now. Don't worry about what you do during the home and away season. It means jack shit now. You got to perform. Come a day earlier. Do something different. All right, I've talked enough about that grand final. The leading goal kickers: Brody McLaughlin 71, Corey Ellison 56, Mitch Pajeski 54, Hugh Dixon. Well, he was quiet, wasn't he? Kicked the goal in the start of the second quarter. He done nothing. He ended up with 51. Hudson Groney 43, Liam McMahon 43, Will Lewis for Footscray. He kicked 40. So that wraps up the VFL for 2025. Well, there's a few other news and stuff, but I'm not going to. Maybe I'll do another video of that. We'll see. But it was a good grand final. It has ended. See you next time.